In the early 30s, my grandfather purchased this land from missionaries from China, and they came here and they built a barn and they built a house and they called it Cathay Farms. In the 30s, then my grandfather purchased this and moved here with his family, and they built a grain elevator here in 1960-61, 2 years to build it. And my dad and my two uncles, they took over the farm from Grandpa in probably the 60s, and then in the 80s I took over for my dad. And they built this elevator in 1960-61. We had 1,000 head of cattle at this lot and 1,000 cattle north at my uncle's place. We had concentrate in the elevator. We could do the chicken feed, the cattle, milk cow feed, and the pig feed. Now we used to have the grain trucks come in here, drive over top of the scale, reweigh them, and away they go. And we take the grain up through the leg, up, and then there's a Gerber spout up top with 14 holes around the outside, and with a wheel right on the side of the leg, right here. And it's numbered with all the numbers from 1 to 14. Oh, and that moves the Gerber spout out. If you wanted to go to number 1, you bring it all the way down, and it's got to be right here. That's where the Gerber spout is. And if you want 9, that's what it's set on 9. That's the one that goes outside. All these bins are all different, and they're all just separated a little bit, so they actually hit the holes up there for each bin. And when you want to move from one to the other, you just put your leg on this thing, push it down, and then turn the wheel to which one you want. And it had 6 big bins, 3 on the west side. They were 5,000 bushels each, and 3 on the east side of the elevator, right along here and there, and they held 5,000 bushels of grain each. There's one 500 bushel bin that's straight up here, and there's one 1,500 bushel bin on the other side. And over here, above the roller mill, there's 4 bins that come into here, but you can actually take grain from all of these and go into there. It's so we can weigh everything through the back. So that was made for putting rolled grain on the outside, pellets on another one for feed, and chicken concentrate, pig concentrate on the other. And then you could run the different oats, barley, wheat, whatever mix you needed for the different feeds that we were doing. You could mix it all together and run it through the roller mill with the concentrate right onto the truck and into the bin where you're taking it. But these are 4 hopper bottom bins here are 2,500 bushels apiece, and that's how she runs. My grandfather and uncles built this elevator was strictly because you couldn't buy bins, and this was way more, you could have all your grain in one spot with all the mixing, and it was so much easier for us to do. And that's why they actually built it. So we got all the lumber off, came on railroad cars from BC. We take it off every 2 weeks to get a bunch of loads come in. It was local people that built this elevator. That was actually 3 or 4 brothers, Andersons, that actually built it on weekends and during holidays and stuff, because they used to build elevators, I think, for cereal grain. Farmers would bring grain in here, and we dump it. We had no way of testing. There was no testers in those days, so you just hope that they bought you dry grain so it wouldn't. But anyway, there's a few loads that get wet, and you'd have to shovel it out of the bins. But anyway, then we had a scale over here, weighed all the grain, and then when you dumped the trucks, then we reweighed it, and we give them a scale ticket. You'd write the weight in, the gross weight on top. Then after you unload, you'd put the tare weight in there, and then your net at the end. Then you'd figure out how many bushels there was on the grain. And there are different weights for canola, wheat, oats, barley that we had for that. So that's a scale ticket. Yeah. This used to be the office, and all the controls are in here for all the different, start the leg, the roller mill, and we used to have a cutter outside that we used to have here, and we just started up in here too, and the power all came from here. Here's your capacitors over the top. That's what's used for 3-phase. And every once in a while, 1 or 2 of those would kind of just quit, and you'd have to replace them because the motors, you could know that the leg wasn't running as fast as it should be, or the roller mill. Hans Christensen and Tofield put all this together in 1960, 61. Yeah, and then nobody else could figure out after that how it was done. There was a hoist motor down there at the bottom that was used to lift trucks up. The trucks that didn't have hoists on themselves, we'd push that and lift the trucks up to dump the grain, so we didn't have to shovel it all off by hand. These are the capacitors that go up here. They come out and they go back in. You see them there? For when you put the power, when you put the power on it, you just go like that, right? And then you'd have power, and cut it off, you just cut it off. Well, once in a while these ones would get weak, so you just replace those. Yeah, now that's for the leg, and then this one's for the roller mill. Yeah, there's a switch now for it, this newer one. Yeah, it had grain in it up until last year. Yeah. At one time we had it'd hold 40,000 bushels of canola, so yeah. Took a little longer to load, but oh well, nice place to have it too.
Thanks, Darryl.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you doing a thing on these old elevators. That's kind of nice.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
I love it.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This old elevator isn't just a building standing tall on the prairie. It's a chapter in a family story carried through time with care and purpose. It speaks of quiet strength, years of hard work, with roots planted deep in prairie soil. A heartfelt thank you to Darryl and Grace for opening their door and letting us step into their legacy. Hey, my name is Mike. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.